Why don't Hoover and McGill-Toolen, the two teams who will clash for the Class 7A championship, play this week instead of next week at Bryant-Denny Stadium? Blame Alabama and Auburn. Sort of. I'm Josh Bean from AL.com, and we're going to explore this quirk of Alabama's high school football schedule. In 2009, the state's high school football championship games were moved to the state's football cathedrals at Alabama and Auburn, and the games are played at each site on a rotating basis. The move from Birmingham's Legion Field to the state's flagship universities changed the format of the championship games. It went from a 3-day event to a 2-day event. You confused yet? Okay, now fast forward to 2014 when the AHSAA created a new 7th classification. That, of course, meant a 7th and additional championship game for the Super 7, and that complicated matters. First, the officials at Alabama and Auburn don't want a high school championship game played on a Saturday in their stadiums because it could go head-to-head with the SEC championship game. Second, the AHSAA creates a tournament-style bracket for each classification. For everyone else, it's 32 teams, which means the playoffs last 5 weeks. But what about Class 7A, where there's only 32 teams? Should all 32 7A teams reach the playoffs? And if so, wouldn't that cheapen the accomplishment of earning a postseason bid? And what about the financial considerations of playoff payouts? The AHSAA then came up with an elegant solution. Class 7A, like everyone else, has half of its members qualify for the playoffs. In 7A, that's 16 teams. But with only 16 teams, that means the playoffs last 4 weeks instead of the 5 like the other 6 classifications. At this point in the playoffs, every classification is played for 3 weeks. Class 7A teams don't play this week. They get a bye week while the other 6 play semifinal games. That's this week for Alabama's high school playoffs. Then, to accommodate the mandate from Alabama and Auburn, the Class 7A championship kicks off the Super 7 on a Wednesday night. By giving 7A teams the previous Friday night off, that's Hoover and McGill-Toolen this season, those teams get a little extra time to prepare for the season's biggest game. Problem solved. Super 7 expanded to 3 days without having to play on a Saturday, and half the teams in Class 7A, just like every other classification, advanced to the playoffs. That's a long way to say this. Class 7A teams don't play this week, and that allows the semifinal games in the other 6 classifications to take center stage. And that's a good thing. For AL.com, I'm Josh Bean.